your boy DJ Academics, and now I just started the first 48 clap because it seems that there will be another one dropped. And now we're talking about the Chiraq scorekeeper. Now, if you don't know who that is, the person that's known as the scorekeeper is this individual that's known as Krump.
Ronald Krump, aka Mubu Krump, was nicknamed the scorekeeper by DJ Academics. He is responsible for bringing the genocidal idea of gangs scoring points when an act of violence against black men occurs, like a sporting event, to a nationwide audience.
Now, the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
He was born on November 1, 1985, and murdered on May 25, 2018. This is the story of his life, documented through his early relationship with Lil Durk. And Krump's friendship with 051 Melly. Culminating in Krump's rivalry with the chief of THF 46, OTF Bezu. Thanks for watching, Mubu Krump, Durk's brother turned enemy, on the Cartoon News Network.
He talking about slide through King Drabble. Like, bro, why do y'all take O as like that? Like, the O not like that, bro. Niggas get chased in the O. The O not like that, bro. Don't let them trick y'all. Hey, think about it. If the O was like that, then I'd be dead.
Mubu Krump was introduced to Lil Durk and the entire OTF crew through Krump's younger brother, Banks. OTF is short for Only the Family to Outsiders. That definition is used for the purpose of making music and socially acceptable marketing. OTF means only Trey folks to real members on the streets. The term OTF was used by BDs in the Calumet building back in the 90s. Despite their claims and bravado, none of the guys in Durk's crew made it up. Marvell Thompson, aka King Vel, was the leader of the Black Disciples, who controlled a large-scale drug operation from their headquarters at a building located at 6217 South Calumet Avenue. Until a police raid resulted in the arrest of dozens of gang members. Lil Reese's father was one of the people arrested. Half of the infamous BD twins, and Chief Wooks and Lil Varney's dad, Varney Voker, was also arrested, along with his brother. The BD twins were also known as the Bentley twins because of their habit of driving Bentleys with spinning rims, back to back. Obviously, they knew how to get to the bag. The high rise on Calumet Avenue, known as the Met Building, should have been called the Carter. Just like in New Jack City, visitors and residents alike were searched by armed gang members before they were allowed into the building. And gang members equipped with night vision goggles would take positions on the roof after dark to target any incoming threats. The BDs in the Met Building were so reckless and bold that they hijacked the radio frequency of a Christian broadcasting station in Morris, Illinois. King Vel and his homies started playing gangster rap music on what they called Bust Down Radio. Before Chief Keef started dissing his dead ops in songs on the radio, callers on Bust Down Radio would say things like, "This is Pookie," from the low end. "I just want to tell Shorty shit stains," from the hundreds, to "Eat dick and die." In 2004, the Met Building was demolished to prevent the rise of the next King Vel. After Marvell Thompson, their dad, and most of their big homies got locked up, Chief Wook and Lil Varney teamed with Lil Durk to form what the public now knows as OTF. The purpose of OTF was to establish a BD alliance of young gangbangers that could recapture the former strength their big homies had under King Vel when they controlled the Met Building, which was nicknamed the Castle. The founding members of OTF were all teenagers, or even pre-teens, when they united under one flag. Chief Wook and Varney represented Lamron, and 300 in general. Durk and his brother, D Thang, claimed Dog Pound. Ike Mikey and J Money represented O Block, and Mubu Krump's little brother, OTF Banks, aka Blood Money, or Blood, represented the BDs in Dro City. Soon, other BD shorties like Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and Boss Top would claim OTF. So, before there was a Glow Gang, or even an O Block, there was OTF. Whole hoods like O Block, 600, and a bunch BD sets, from the low end, also claimed OTF. The height of the movement, in terms of members and street clout, was reached in 2013. That year, the alliance was comprised of hundreds and hundreds of BDs from all around the city of Chicago. OTF was a real factor in anything to do with BD business. Dro City is a hood with both BDs and GDs in it. Unlike his brother, Mubu Krump was a GD, but it was all good. He was cool with Durk and the people around him like Bezu. Krump appeared in Durk's video for Dis Ain't What You Want. You can see him in a picture with Rondo number 9. Lil Varney, Durk's brother, D Thang, and Durk's cousin, Newski. Mubu Krump is famous for ruthlessly mocking Durk about the murder of Newski. So, with everything going right, how did things go so far left?
And ball hit deep. Way back. Maxwell at the wall jumps. What is it? You can put it, no, safe. You can put it on the board or what? Anyway, he's coming around. You can put it on the board. Yes! Home run.
The premise of OTF, that the BDs could rekindle the magic sparked when Marvel, King Val, Thompson ruled his kingdom, from the castle located at 6217 South Calumet Avenue, was based on a fundamental misunderstanding of the dynamics and nature of where the streets are at, in this day and age. Since OTF was a BD alliance, there was no leader. There was no King Val on top of the food chain calling shots. There was no structured hierarchy, from top to bottom. So, basically, OTF, even at its height, was just a bunch of BDs screaming, OTF, hoping Sosa, Lil Reese, or Lil Durk would put them in their next music video. Sure, OTF was a force in the city, but it was no longer only the family. The only areas in the city where BDs did not claim OTF were Roseland, the north side, and the west side. A little known piece of information is that OTF members attempted to include the west side in the alliance. This was the reason why Lil Reese went over to the Damon Court apartments one day. He hollered at the Damon Court OGs about cliquing up with OTF, but they thought the physical distance between them and the BDs on the south side was too much for them to join the alliance. The Trigger Happy family, from 46 and Woodlawn, also known as THF 46, is a gang made up of BDs and Mickey Cobras, or MCs, that also cliqued up with OTF. The chief of THF 46, Bezu, flipped from MC to BD in an effort to bring THF 46 fully under the BD Alliance's umbrella. With the growing number of people claiming OTF, as the rap careers of Lil Durk, Lil Reese, and Chief Keef took flight, of course, there was a bunch of minor conflicts between individuals. One, not so minor conflict, that quickly escalated out of control, occurred at Adriana's nightclub. Bobo, a notorious hitter, and stick-up kid, from THF 46, attempted to rob Lil Durk. The robbery attempt was stopped by Mubu Krump's little brother, Banks. Banks upped his gun on Bob O, and everybody he was with.
Like, we came to a point where, like, niggas used to motherfuckers protecting a lot of niggas. Like, we didn't stop some niggas from getting robbed and beat. But it's like we all came to a conclusion, like, bro, that shit, like, ain't really got nothing to do with the motherfucker. We gonna stay about that shit, bro. I didn't stop Durk, my little brother, we didn't stop Durk from getting robbed a couple times.
He talking about slide through King Drive. Like, bro, why do y'all take O's like that? Like, the O not like that, bro. Niggas get chased in the O. The O not like that, bro. Don't let them trick y'all. Hey, think about it. If the O's like that, then I'd be dead.
3 events, in 2013, would divide OTF forever. The first occurred in May 2013. A huge fight erupted at a concert in Iowa, featuring Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and King Louie. According to Chief Keef's former cameraman, High Def, he was previously in Atlanta filming Sosa, while Chief Keef hung out with Soulja Boy. One day, High Def was driving one of Soulja Boy's luxury cars, with no license plates, while he smoked weed with Fredo Santana, Tado, and Ball Out, when their car was stopped by the police. Fredo Santana bullied High Def into taking responsibility for the charges. After he bonded himself out of jail, High Def went back to Soulja Boy's crib to grab his shit. He just wanted to fly back home to Chicago, only to find that his designer sunglasses, designer belt, and expensive camera were missing. After reaching home safely, he called the Glory Boys out, for not glowing up, but being dirty, sneaky, petty, little thieves. Chief Keef's homies told High Def that, they would kick his ass the next time they saw him. That next time, was at the concert, where High Def was doing some filming for King Louis. Ball Out, who had stolen a chain from Soulja Boy, got that same chain stolen by members of King Louis' and Mubu Krump's crew, after the Glory Boys gang jumped High Def. According to Mubu Krump, Lil Reese choked Durk backstage at the concert in May 2013. The second major event occurred when Chief Keef and Lil Durk started beefing personally over Sosa's refusal to post bond in July 2013. In response, members of THF 46, either Bezu and Rome, or Bobo and Gino, depends on who you ask, were with members from O Block when they robbed Sosa and Capo for their chains. Capo and Benji Glow sent shots at members of THF 46 to retaliate. This led to almost everyone around Chief Keef no longer claiming OTF, despite many of them already having that shit tatted on their body. The straw that broke the camel's back on OTF, as a BD alliance, representing only Trey folks, happened when Pluto, from Lamron died, in November 2013. He was killed by a goofy, who either couldn't handle his gun properly, or intentionally shot his homie, from Dro City, named Ivory. At the time, Ivory was TYMB. Most of OTF, including Durk, blamed TYMB for Pluto's death. TYMB Manny, TYMB, Roro, and a few other guys tried to explain the situation, and got their guns taken at the end of it, on some, you don't know how to use your guns, so we'll confiscate them type shit. After that, TYMB, Face, and Striker, robbed OTF Randy, Rex, and Wook, for their guns. Lil Law, from Lamron, was close with Cortez from TYMB, like a lot of other BDs were, and he stepped in to prevent the beef from escalating further, on the basis of them all having the same ops. A lot of other BDs were still fucking with TYMB heavy at the time, including O Block, and 600, so, the BDs in the alliance, stopped robbing, and shooting at each other. The end result, was TYMB dropping their OTF flag, and making sure that the other BDs in Dro City did the same.
So the BDs had stole some of his clothes and shit up out his shit. So he exposed them. Now he was there with us. He was there with us and shit, you feel me? Doing recording shit, you feel me? We having all the cameramen and shit. So he was taking he was recording a little concert. Durk asked him to come and do his shit too. So when fool them see him all the time, they already broke his stole his camera, his clothes and shit. Oh, broke his stole Gucci belts and shit. So they see him, they mad because he exposed them, you feel me? So they try to whoop him. While they whoop him on the stage, a nigga snatched the chain off the nigga ball out neck, you feel me? And then they go there, when they go in the back, we all go in the back. The nigga ball out, check the nigga Durk like, you bitch ass nigga, I heard you saying something about the chain. And then next thing you know, Reese like, nigga, what that chain at on Benny? Jump over there and choke him. I'm like, damn, choke the book out of him. Bitch ass nigga, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Next thing you know, my little brother like, hell no, my little brother, Durk right there taking and choking like a Gino, you feel me? Taking that bitch like you would choke your bitch teeth. Come on, baby, don't choke. So they choking and then you feel me? So after that, one of the guys shot my folks. I'm like, oh, hold on, get off, look, Benny, folks, on y'all choking up, folks up, he about to die, you feel me? They grab the nigga like, so, you feel me? We come, come on, so Durk looking stupid and shit. I'm like, man, you just got choked, but it's all good, bro. We gone. You feel me? Fuck that shit. Nah, I been knew you was going on with Durk. I was right there when you choked Durk, nigga. You telling me I don't know what's going on. Hey, man, I know you hear that shit, man. I'm gonna get out with you. This one thing I do know is you will slap one of these niggas and you will choke one of these niggas like on Dro. I know that. I didn't show it. We don't keep in the street with niggas, you know? Shit, I ain't gonna shit, bro. I'm gonna be scared of that new nigga. I don't even know shit like that, you know? Man, don't. His ass about to stop playing. His ass about to go take him to crib, so I don't know. He a hooper, boy. I was down there. He a got hope for it.
We are the best shuffling crew. Shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good.
Two murders in 2014 would set Durk and Mubu Krump on a collision course with destiny. In March 2014, 051 Young Money rapper Lil Mark was killed a few days after filming the video to his song, No Competition. No Competition was a diss song directed at OTF. It was a response to Lil Durk's song, Competition, where Durk dissed his dead ops. In an effort to enrage his ops even more, Durk notoriously went to the scene of Lil Mark's murder to declare the bus stop, where he was killed, a very famous place. The hit team on the Lil Mark drill allegedly included King Von, T-Roy, D-Rose, 5-Star from Folly Boys, and THF Twilla. Lil Mark had recently shot THF Twilla in the long-standing war between 051 Young Money and THF 46. Twilla got revenge by killing Lil Mark in the seemingly never-ending cycle of violence. 051 Melly got revenge for Lil Mark when he killed Lil Durk's cousin, Newski, in May 2014. In September 2014, OTF and Mubu Krump's crew would meet again. This time, there was a brawl at a store where there was a meet and greet hosted by rapper T.I.
I used to have Louis them down there too. Crump, all they used to be at my crib. That's when they was the banks and them. That's when they was my brothers for real.
You know, this new shit y'all be having.
They started dick rat motherfuckers and started disappearing.
To Banks.
He did.
What?
No, wait, no, Banks died for real because I heard he was on his deathbed.
You said he did.
No, he ain't died for real though. Banks fucked up.
Really?
Banks one of the founders of OTF.
No,
he not, bro. No, he not. When they be saying that founder shit, can't no GD over that be founded, none of that, bro. That shit started with me, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga Crump started that rumor though.
Yeah, that was a
he my little brother right here.
How could they be a founder when I introduced them? Like, it don't even make sense.
So did Crump slap you on your head at that one event?
Yeah, that T.I. shit, man, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Yeah, that shit gay. That shit, it ain't even take place how y'all think it took place. It wasn't even no fight for sure. It wasn't even no fighting.
You talking about the shot? You talking about the shot, right?
It's the same thing. The shot was T.I. was there.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. We was already there when dude and them came. It wasn't no problem. We seen Louis and we like, alright, chill, woo, after that. They, ooh, it was like a little tug of war. I was in the middle. You got folks them from grab. This what happened. Folks them grabbing. You got folks them from the drug grab me like Bernie family. And you got folks them from my side like, man, let folks go. It was a tug of war at first. Man, y'all chill the fuck out. Y'all tweaking. Everybody in this bitch family. Be the fuck cool. With door open. Y'all meal walk in that bitch.
I mean, Newsom, they let his ass right here. You feel? They let his ass up here on folks them tweaking. Buying some shoes. Y'all see real niggas be up here though. Nigga play me up here on folks this bills with bitch on the news. I look like Newsom. Hit his ass up right here on Pat. I'm with the nigga that did. He don't want to be on camera though. Hit his ass up right here on Pat. You hit? They fuck my boy up. Right here, you feel? Historic events. Y'all know I'm gonna bring y'all around this shit. Historic events. Wish a nigga would like me, boy. I look like Newsom.
It's funny how so-called brothers can become deadly enemies, isn't it? Mubu Krump represented Snowblock in Dro City. For those that don't know, drill music started in Dro City. The first rapper to talk about doing drills and using the lingo that Chief Keef and others from Chicago made popular was called Pac-Man. Pac-Man was close with both Mubu Krump and King Louie before Pac-Man's death. One of the OGs from Dro City went by the name Kurt Mack. Kurt Mack was 051 Melly's uncle and Krump's big homie, bringing the trio together often. All of them were drillers, willing to put in work. The scorekeeper was out in these streets, don't let his enemies fool you. That's the reason there's a video of Mubu Krump, Tay Savage, and Bezu sliding on their ops together when they were all still cool. Obviously, Mubu Krump and his brother, Banks, chose a different side in September 2014 at T.I.'s meet and greet after Melly killed Durk's cousin, Newski, in May 2014. In November 2014, the scorekeeper would find himself in trouble with the law for putting up fake numbers.
We hear about this other savage, and this is the Chiraq scorekeeper. You guys know about him. I've mentioned him multiple times, and we have just reintroduced him. His name's Krump. He has came out, and remember, he was beefing with Lil Durk and Lil Reese same damn time. Now, in his beef with them, he mentioned to them, and they're not like fucking huge rappers. However, there are rappers that do show, and they have a lot of music videos out there. They have a lot of singles out there, and they're probably getting a good amount of money being rappers. He came out, he said, yo, I got more money than y'all niggas. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, how these Chiraq savages getting all this money? But now, maybe this story would shed a light on how the Chiraq savages actually get locked up. So, it's been reported, and this happened in Carbondale, Illinois. And Carbondale police are saying that a Chiraq savage was in custody after he tried, the key word is tried, to collect money on a counterfeit $100 bill from local businesses. Apparently, the Chiraq savage, he took a pilgrimage out of Chiraq. He went to neighboring towns where they might not suspect the fuckery would be going on and tried to pass his little scheme off. So they're saying that, and this is according to Carbondale police, in early November, 29-year-old Ronald E. Krump, and if that name sounds eerily familiar, it is. That's the individual on Twitter that's named Krump. He is the Chiraq scorekeeper.
In November 2014, Lil Durk and Bezu got arrested on weapons charges. Bezu would eventually be charged with murder. The scorekeeper would mock his former friend, Bezu, mercilessly on social media while he was locked up. Krump even claimed that he would put money on Bezu's head to get him beat up in jail like he did to C-Day from 600. In March 2015, 051 Melly murdered Durk's manager and THF 46 member, Chino. In June 2015, Melly murdered THF Raheem. Bezu treated the young gangbanger like his son. OTF wanted to kill Melly. Melly was allowed to travel with impunity in Draw City under the protection of his uncle, Kurt Mack, and his cousins from TYMB, Courtney, and Cortez. In 2015, the scorekeeper did his first Zach TV interview. During the interview, the scorekeeper's brother, Banks, declared OTF dead. But our story is not over.
They want to holler at one of the original OTF founders, man. My nigga Zach TV, man, he want to holler at you, man. Yo, little bro right here, man.
What's up, God?
What up, God? What up?
What's poppin', man? You one of the founders of that shit?
Yeah, man.
Damn, that shit crazy.
Fuckery not, but yeah.
It's fuckery not, man?
Yeah, man. Niggas ain't real.
Damn, man, damn.
Niggas ain't real, niggas ain't loyal. That shit over with.
You at my favorite spot, y'all. I just ordered my food. Hey, y'all got that order for Nooski? Chino burger. Chino burger. Yeah. Y'all got it? They ready? Oh, thank you. Oh, man. Hey, this motherfucker focus as hell, man. Y'all, this shit ain't done, man. Y'all done put this shit back on the grill, man. This shit disgusting, man. Get this shit together, man. For real, this shit bogus as hell, man.
He talking about slide through King Drive. Like, bro, why do y'all take O's like that? Like, the O not like that, bro. Niggas get chased in the O. The O not like that, bro. Don't let them trick y'all. Hey, think about it. If the O was like that, then I'd be dead.
If you've enjoyed our show so far and want more cartoon news, please put some pressure on that like button and subscribe. In December 2015, King Louis was shot 7 times, including a headshot, but survived. The alleged hitmen were members of THF 46. In 2016, OG Kurt Mack, from Draw City, caught Durk's homie, DJ Bands, shopping at a store, snaked him with a sucker punch, and ran out, with footage for the scorekeeper to post on the internet.
How you snake a nigga and run, though? That's all you see is fast piece and ass cheek. Soon as the nigga swing, though.
In 2017, Kurt Mack was murdered. Again, the alleged hitmen were from THF 46. After the founder of OTF, Lil Varney, was shot in his back and paralyzed, 2 things happened. The first, he decided to slow down from sliding on his ops to take the time necessary to find a good dentist. Just kidding, his teeth are still fucked up. But, seriously, The fact that his alleged shooter, Glock, from Mubu Krump's Snowblock gang, was murdered within a week of shooting, Lil Varney, is not funny. It's just another sad case of black brothers, looking at each other, as enemies, and ops, instead of family. The second thing that happened, after Lil Varney was paralyzed, is that he was mocked, by his former brother, Mubu Krump, mercilessly, on social media. The scorekeeper made it known that he still had respect for Lil Varney's little brother, Chief Wook, but not Lil Durk's muscle. Chief Wook's relationship with Krump in particular, and the BDs in Dro City, in general, like TYMB, caused Wook to fall back from OTF and move to Vegas. Wook's relationship with Durk, from the time of the fight between OTF and Mubu Krump's crew during T.I.'s meet and greet in 2014, would remain frosty for years, until around 2018. In Smirk Outta Here, Lil Durk rapped, "I know credit frauds. They sell they link, to fill up pantries. I forgave Wook, but I can't forgive Randy."
I know credit frauds, they sell they link, to fill up pantries. I forgave Wook, but I can't forgive Randy.
After the leader of THF 46, Bezu, was released from jail in early 2018, he rejoined the gang war in the streets and joined the Instagram war on social media against the scorekeeper.
Tell your people you just had your bro. You just had your shit in the wire. Your shit was in the wire.
I never wore wire.
On side your
wires in my jaw.
So what was wrong with your jaw? Your jaw was broke? Was your jaw broke?
I never had wires in my jaw.
Was your jaw broke? Nigga, I had money.
Was broke. I never had wires though.
Cause you run your mouth, nigga, and the nigga broke that jaw cause you a pussy.
Stop that, man.
You was just in the county. Hey, baby, you was just in the county. You was just in the county for a $75,000 bond, bro. You was just in the county for a $75,000 bond, bro.
Still come on doing this? This deal what you come on doing?
For $75,000 bond, bro.
Stop down.
You said who right?
Ah,
man, you ain't gonna shoot no
that what you still doing?
Hey, Mark, you better do this, bro. I'm supposed to put you in that thing. You gotta learn how to use it, bro. You gonna be that motherfucker forever. Cause if you get out of it, you better get a kid. You probably won't work pussy. Stand up and piss like a bed, man. You a fuck nigga. That's why you in that bed. But you can't do this, though. Keep wheelchair challenge. I want all y'all to tag Lil Bird. This is a wheelchair challenge. I ain't gonna tag you, so tag me is the muscle. I'm the real muscle. See, my dick work. I'm the real muscle. And I stand up and piss like a man. Look, right? Look, I'm only OTF KBD, bro. Like, I fuck with some BDs. If you ain't OTF, then I fuck with you. You feel me? Or, like my nigga J-Rock just said, the real OTF. Because I just saw one of the BDs at the club. Like, he said this nigga's fool. So, if it's a real OTF and it's a fake OTF. Like, Wook them the real OTF because Wook started OTF. Like, Durk a rapper. Y'all see, Wook don't fuck with none of they goofy ass. Like, on some real shit, y'all wanna follow some real shit, go fuck with Wook like he started OTF. So y'all fucking with the entertainer, like Wook started OTF. He like one of the motherfuckers who started OTF. Durk ain't started no motherfucking OTF. Like, I fuck with Wook cool. Bernie a bitch, though. Bernie a bitch, and he in that chat for a reason. Cause his ass a goofy. I don't fuck with him.
Someone scored on the scorekeeper and 051 Melly on May 25, 2018. Both were hit, only Melly survived. After the scorekeeper was killed, his younger brother, Steven, attempted to pin the murder that he's currently rotting in prison for on his dead brother. One theory alleges that Mubu Krump was killed by Can't Get Right from STL EBT in retaliation for members of Krump's Snowblock gang beating the shit out of him a couple of weeks before Krump's murder. Considering Melly got backdoored by STL, EBT, Jaro City, and Taekwon World, this isn't a bad theory. Let's listen to a conversation between Melly and Bezu for more information on whether Krump was killed by Can't Get Right or Bezu. Let us know in the comments section below what you think.
You the man, Dad, though. You the man.
You want me on your side? You want me on your side?
Huh?
You want me on your side?
I don't need you on my side. If I want you.
You don't need me on
I'm
your side?
gonna be with your ass deep down, boy. I don't need you on my side. I'm gonna check out easy. Every individual on we got their ass smoked. That's your word.
That ain't my word.
But you can get everybody hurt.
So what you trying to say? I wasn't there. If I was there, it wouldn't go on like that. If I was there, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
If I was there, it wouldn't go on. If I was there, it wouldn't go on. You can say one person, and I wasn't there. I was in a bushy position.
You lying, bro. You know I know you lying.
What situation? Just say one person out there.
No, bro, we getting recorded, bro. You know that. I'm not gonna say no names. You know what's going on.
I just told you I was that one person. And what was I doing when shit was going on? I was pissing. Fucking run to gunfight.
It's your boy DJ Academics, and now I just started the first 48 clap because it seems that there will be another one dropped. And now we're talking about the Chiraq scorekeeper. Now, if you don't know who that is, the person that's known as a scorekeeper is this individual that's known as Krump.